Well, I haven't read the decisions yet, but here's what I think. And I'll answer your question, Casey. It's a good one. I don't understand really why everybody's all lubed up about this. You didn't have to be clairvoyant or a senior at Caltech to see this coming. Federal courts have enjoined everything else. I expected them at some point to issue an injunction on this. The decisions will be appealed. It'll end up with the Supreme Court. In the meantime, it's not going to change anything. The negotiations will go on. What hasn't changed, it seems to me, is the overarching policy and the overarching politics. Policy first. The president has articulated a multitude of reasons for his tariffs. The one I find compelling is reciprocity. Our goal here, and this is what I meant when I said the only good tariff is a dead tariff. Our goal here should be to have our foreign friends lower their tariffs and trade barriers as close to zero as possible. And then we ought to do the same thing. And let's freely exchange goods and services and may the best price of the best product win. In the long run, that'll be good for us and it'll be good for the global economy. But in the short run, you have to consider the politics. If these tariffs, or even the talk of the tariffs in the short run, either leads to higher prices, and I'm not saying it necessarily will, but if it does, or if people's expectations are that they're going to be higher prices, so they raise their prices higher, that's going to create a political problem for us. That's going to create a problem in the midterms. Because I think President Trump, in my opinion, won because he represented hope, while Vice President Harris represented more hurt. And I think people were thinking about their pocketbooks. Now, the White House is they're kind of touchy on this tariff business.
You don't say.
They go from zero to screw everyone pretty quickly. But I think that's a pretty accurate assessment of where we are, and we're going to have to explain to the American people why we're doing these tariffs.
The White House said today that the courts have no role in addressing this kind of economic policy. Do you agree with that statement?
No. Under the Constitution, Congress has tariff authority. We gave, for better or worse, Congress gave some of that authority to the presidency. The president has been exercising that authority. The issue before the courts, and our courts it's appropriate for them to decide, is whether he has exceeded that authority. I don't think he has, but that's up to the courts to tell us. But in the meantime, nothing's going to change. These talks are not going to stop, nor should they.
Senator, I also want to ask you about the One Big Beautiful Bill. Elon Musk criticized it over the weekend. He said, if it's big, it's not beautiful, essentially. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, it's not as beautiful. It's certainly big. It's not as beautiful as it can be right now. The purpose of the reconciliation bill, which is a form of a budget bill, is to renew the tax cuts. In my opinion, if we don't, and we raise taxes to the tune of $4.3 trillion on the American people, our economy is going to go on a journey to the center of the earth. But as a result of President Trump's and Mr. Musk's work, I think most Americans also expect us to reduce spending. And I think we should reduce spending. I think Mike Johnson and his team made a good start. I don't want to take anything away from them, $1.5 trillion over 10 years, but I think you're going to see an effort in the United States Senate to do better. How will it end up? I have no idea. My feeling is I'm in the camp that wants to do more spending reductions, but I want to cut spending until we run out of votes. I also want to pass this bill because I want to renew the tax cuts. But we'll work as a team. Teamwork in the Senate is essential because it gives you somebody to blame if something goes wrong.
Well, I appreciate the legislative honesty, sir, as someone who has covered the body in which you augustly serve. Your political analysis is much appreciated here. Senator John Kennedy, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and I hope you'll come back.